Hello, it is Jack. I haven't done anything since the whole Stalker MMO tutorial thing, so today I am reviewing Postal 3. If you don't know what Postal is, a rough equivalent of Duke Nukem and Grand Theft Auto, the first one. You run around doing stupid shit and stuff always goes horribly wrong, like in the first Postal. You're given a mission to go to the store and buy some milk. Okay, you go to the store and you basically just leave, and terrorists and shit, and who fucking cares? Everything goes horribly wrong at all times, and you forget the milk. Also, Postal refers to the term going postal and killing everyone, which happened at postal offices, hence the postal part of Postal. Seventh game has nothing to do with postal offices. Post offices, nothing to do with it. First two postal games weren't too bad. They weren't that great, but they weren't necessarily bad. They fought on a huge amount of hate, though. I'm surprised the Grand Theft Auto was what put people over the edge. Postal had been out for a while, and it was way worse. Okay, if I didn't scare you away yet, I'm going to start reading this normally. Anyways, Postal is made by a company called Running with Scissors, but they weren't always called that. Apparently, they made numerous games for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, such as Spy vs. Spy and games like Sesame Street, under the name of Riedel Software Productions, as RSP. Then in 1996, they said, fuck it. No more kids games, let's make some hardcore shit. They changed their name to Running with Scissors, and the development of Postal was officially underway. From then on, their only game was Postal. Postal did well enough to spawn a sequel that also adapted the times and went from isometric 2D, like Doom, to full-on FPS 3D, like Halo or some other crap. They decided to change the game again by making it third-person this time in Postal 3. They just can't seem to make up their minds with the whole perspective thing going on here. Anyways, before I move on, let me get something straight. Running with Scissors seems like a really shit company in my opinion. They went from making those kids games I mentioned earlier to a ballsy and would-be ambitious move, but they ended up showing their closed-mindedness through the lack of any titles besides Postal. There's Postal 1, Postal 2, and now, after a very long time, Postal 3, which is actually really shaky so far. It's not really doing that great at all. Anyway, because of the financial issues, Postal 3 was developed in part with a Russian company by the name of Akela. Akela has a much better grasp on reality and has developed a number of titles that I've never heard of or care to find out, but have been published by well-known companies like Ubisoft and 1C, which is a very, very popular company in Russia. At least they're trying to make money. Let's go ahead and get this over with. Postal's gameplay is utter shit. The missions that are given to usually involve doing some mundane tasks like running around and spraying cats with catnip and picking them up like some deranged hobo. Also, apparently the cats have syphilis or some shit. Awesome. Which I guess was established in the first or second game. I don't know. I don't remember that at all. It sounds fun, but it ends up being really crappy. Like after the first 3 cats, you're just like, oh, what the fuck am I doing anymore? Also, that just sucks. Sucks balls. It's terrible. The game is like crazy ass glitchy, and there's just you can't really do anything with it. And I crashed maybe like 3 times when I was trying to do this stupid mission. Okay, let's get the rest of it before I just start deviating like no other. Did I mention the Mexicasians? They basically want the cats where they are, and they try to kill you with machetes and pistol stuff. Yeah. I don't really understand that part. I guess they're like a Mexican and Asian, the same thing, and they want to eat the cats or something for the restaurants or whatever. Okay. The combat is pretty boring, and unless you're not aiming for the heads, you're going to be shooting someone a lot. I mean, if you shoot him in the chest, it's not going to do anything. You got to always hit him in the head. I mean, it's always an insta-kill if you shoot him in the head, which I guess some people like that, and I just don't really care for that anyway. But loose. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, there was a particular mission that pissed me off the most, which was around the time I stopped playing. Which it wasn't even because I was mad. I'll get in that here in a second. But anyway, you're hired as a security officer at a mall and need to defend some thing called a postal babe from violent hockey moms, which is our prevalent force in this game, and they actually have been in a couple of missions that I didn't even care for, just like the whole entire game. Anyway, the catch is that you can't kill anyone at all, or you'll have to fight the cops. But the major problem with that is you cannot not kill people. It freaking defeats the purpose of the entire fucking game. And on top of that, they decided to implement some type of bonus content if you don't kill anyone the rest of the freaking game. So that mission and every mission that follows it is blatantly freaking retarded.
Yo, kids, Crouchy here. Sorry to interrupt all the irreverent social commentary.
That was topical like 6 years ago.
We have an important announcement concerning your behavior. After all, you don't want to be like Mr. Bungle.
Yeah, that bad sucks. Patton should have stayed with Fate no more.
Anyways, homie, pay close attention to the annoying new graphic that's been added to your HUD. This meter keeps track of how good or insane you are.
And cause we know your attention span is completely devastated by method porn, we made it real simple.
That's right, Larry. All you need to remember is lethal force pulls the meter toward insane, non-lethal force pulls the meter towards good. If you complete a mission at 100% good, you get a story-altering choice to make. If not, then screw you. Continue to enjoy the shitty life that you made for yourself. You think I can?
What do I get for 100% insane, yo?
Nothing.
That sucks. Who designed this shit?
This important message has been brought to you by Crouch's Tossed Salad and Poem. It's health delicious for the whole family.
It keeps your bowels regular. Free cucumbers for the ladies.
So, something that's new to the Postal series besides the third-person aspect is that you can take cover and fire from cover. Honestly, there is zero reason to ever do this in the game, and the one time I did try to use it, the game glitched out, and the dude, which I didn't really get to, by the way, the main character is named the Dude. Not like Big Lebowski, where he's like, okay, he's the dude. It's more like, this dude's a douche, we should call him the Dude. Anyway, the dude would not freaking move at all. He got stuck in a wall, got off the wall, then he just sat there until he freaking died. Yeah, and I basically killed every single cop except for one, so the cop didn't find me until like 20 minutes later, so I kind of just left. Yeah, so yeah, that's the glitch that got me to stop playing. Anyway, I was done anyways. Also, the AI is exactly the same as it was in Postal 2, except a lot of dudes running straight at you or staring off into space, zoning out or whatever. It's freaking awful. They didn't even try to freaking make it any better. Anyway, level design leaves a lot to desire. It's mostly just a large open space with a couple buildings thrown in. You can even go inside some of the buildings, but there's no purpose to go in any of them. Although there is the occasional gunner or something to be found, but it's just usually a lot easier to get them off of other enemies. Yeah, so the weapons range from automatic firearms to stupid stuff like rabid cats, not rabbits, and beehives, which I don't remember picking up at all, but apparently he had a whole crap load of beehives on him. Also, whatever the hell a badger saw is, they're mostly boring though, and nothing super spectacular, although the badger saw did give me a couple times, but it was only a couple times out of maybe 100. Yeah, so there isn't any music in this game, which I guess they figured out if the dude blithered something retarded every 5 seconds, this would avoid the need for anything. But a lot of the sound effects actually come from Half-Life 2, because it is based on the Source engine, which they use the Unreal Engine in 2, and I think they use their own in-house one on 1, but in 1 was I think a point and click. Anyway, so a lot of the sound comes from Half-Life. Like, you'll be able to recognize it. It's kind of off-putting in such a shitty game. Yeah, so yeah, the sound is pretty shit and non-existent, basically. Yeah, the graphics of Postal 3 are a noticeable improvement over Postal 2, but that didn't say very much considering Postal 2 was released in 2003. The Source engine has never really been that pretty, though. But with games that run the Source engine and manage to look beautiful, as in Dear Esther, it's a wonder that they couldn't do any better. The game is pretty gory though, expect many dismemberments and decapitations randomly. That being said, everything about Postal 3 is buggy and or manages to look like shit. There are so many graphic errors in this game that it really made it difficult for me to actually capture good footage for this game. On top of that, I crashed my freaking desktop 7 times in the tutorial alone. If I didn't know any better, they'd release an alpha version of this game. For a game that's been in development since the release of the last expansion for Postal 2, this is completely unacceptable. Yeah, so generally I leave without giving a score, but the game is so bad the developers are obviously going to have to declare bankruptcy. Do not buy this game. Not even if it's on sale. It's not worth the headache. Because of Postal 3, I've officially decided to never play any Postal game or anything that really comes from running with scissors ever again. Yeah. Also, if you look at the site, they're selling the Fudge Pack, which is, I think it's Postal 1, Postal 2, Postal 2's expansion, some else, whatever like that. But apparently something happened, so all the boxes are damaged, so yeah, they have slight box damage. Yeah, that's cool, whatever. But it's kind of cheap. I guess if you really wanted Postal that bad, you can just buy that. But that's Postal 1 and 2. I would never, ever buy Postal 3. Ever again. Yeah. It's a shame that childhood games like this are turning out to be such terrible games. Fucking Duke Nukem Forever.
My bad.